Hey guys, welcome back. Second review of 4 tonight, and this one, boy, this series has been fun. This series has been a lot of fun. This Toronto's had a lot of ups and downs. They came into this 0-8 since 2013 in games where they have had a chance to close out an opponent. Well, could they change that narrative tonight? Or does Tampa force a game 7? Well, what do you say we get into it? So, game starts. A lot of good action. Great goaltending on both ends. Of course, it's Campbell for the Maple Leafs, Vasilevsky for the Lightning, and they're looking pretty. They're both looking fantastic. And finally, getting toward the end of the period, at 17:38, it's Palat for Tampa, his third of the year, unassisted, gives the Lightning a 1-0 lead. So very similar to the last game. Lightning jump out. Lightning get on the board first. So the first period ends. It's 1-0. Going to the second period. Fast action. And at 10:46, or I should say, Tampa takes a penalty. So Toronto goes on a power play. However, at 10:46, a shorthanded goal by Cirelli, his first of the year, that puts Tampa up 2-0. Just like the last game. They were up 2-0 in that one. They jump out 2-0 in this one. Could we see a repeat basically of the last game? I don't know. What do you say we find out? So it's 2-0 after the shorthanded goal, and then just shy of a minute later, it's Matthews from Giordano and Nylander to make it 2-1. So again, here come the Leafs. Here come the Leafs fighting back. They've made it 2-1. They've had some fast back and forth action, and then at 19:26, the Leafs tie the game. We're seeing almost an exact replay of the game before. The Leafs tie the game. It's Tavares, his second of the postseason, from Spezza and Kasha at 19:26, and you're like, okay, we're gonna go into the third period at tied at 2. Not so fast, because just before the period ends, with 8 seconds left in the period, it's Tavares again with his third of the postseason at 19:52 from Nylander and Kerfoot. So that's 2 goals in the final minute by the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they've done it again. Back-to-back nights, they've come back from 2-0 down to take the lead 3-2 with 3 unanswered goals. Toronto's really wanting to change this narrative, because they were 0 for 8 in series clinching games. So they're really wanting to change that narrative. Well, the third period starts again. A lot of action. Toronto, of course, is they're trying their darndest, and there's not a lot of shots. There's not third period. Surprisingly, especially for Tampa being down, they weren't getting a lot of shots on goal. They really weren't. But Toronto takes a penalty, and finally, at 9:20. On the power play, it's Kucherov from point, and Stamkos ties the game. And again, we're basically almost seeing a carbon copy of the last game. So it's 3-3, and again, not a lot of shots taking place after that. So, it gets down into the last couple minutes, and there's some frantic action going on, but we go to overtime. It's tied 3-3. We go into overtime. The overtime, Toronto came out in that overtime. They really wanted to put this game away. They really did. Vasilevsky stood tall, and and as it was going, it's looking like, oh, we might potentially get a second overtime. Well, not quite, because on a goal that literally, just trickled through Campbell's legs, it's point at 18:04 from Killorn and Hagel. That wins the game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They force a Game 7 back in Toronto, and the Leafs are now 0-9 in series clinching games. Man, oh man! And of course, Leafs fans have just got to be thinking, not again, or seriously again? Here we go again. They're 0-9 now in series clinching games, but Game 7's back in Toronto, so that's a plus for Toronto. They've got Game 7 on their home ice, so it's just holy mackerel. The shots ended up in favor of Tampa. It was 12-6 Tampa in the first, 14-9 Toronto in the second, and then 9-4 in the third. Not a lot of shots in that third period at all. Toronto only got 4 shots in that third period. And then in the overtime, Toronto got 9 shots to Tampa's 5 in overtime. So, they couldn't get anything past Vasilevsky in the overtime. They had 9 opportunities, couldn't do it. And on the 5th shot there in overtime, the Lightning get it. They force Game 7. And there weren't a lot of penalties either. On the power play, Toronto went 0-for-1. So, a pretty clean game for Tampa. And Tampa went 1-for-3. So it's not like a it's not like it was a big time parade to the penalty box. But yeah, it's and of course, 35-33 in shots, so really close, really close in the shot department. Campbell stopped 31 of 35. Vasilevsky stopped 30 of 33 and again, Tampa proving they don't lose back-to-back playoff games. They respond really well after a loss. Tonight it was a little shaky. It was definitely a little shaky. So Tampa ends up a little shaky on this one, but they got the job done. I'll tell you, they've got to figure something out. You can't. This is the second straight game that they have gotten up 2-0, and Toronto has come storming back for 3 unanswered. They did it in game 5, and they did it again here in Game 6. So Tampa's got some stuff they gotta figure out going into Game 7. They're going into Toronto. That place is going to be nuts. The fans in the arena are going to be just crazy. The fans outside it's just going to be a madhouse. And yeah, it's going to be a hell of a game. The 3 stars were Point, Tavares and Cirelli. And yeah, I mean, again, Tampa avoids losing back-to-back playoff games, and Toronto now is 0-9 since 2013 in series where they can eliminate an opponent. That's wow. Talk about a narrative going into Game 7, huh? But yeah, Tampa Bay got the job done. They have forced Game 7. That will be, I believe, also on Saturday night. And yeah, Game 7's the best games you can. I mean, just there's nothing like a Game 7. So that will be a lot of fun, and that will do it for this one. I thank you guys for being here. I greatly appreciate your guys' support, and I'm always glad when you tune in. And I always love it if new people, when new people come on in. Hopefully they enjoy the videos. Hopefully I can do a good enough job for them to earn their subscription. That would be absolutely fantastic, because I mean, I'm doing one of the things I love doing, is talking hockey. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on these on these games. Let me in the last review, do the same thing. Let me know on that what you guys think, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. Who do you got in Game 7? Who do you think's the favorite? It's in Toronto. Who do you think has the upper hand? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on that. And yeah, again, if you're new, hit like and subscribe. If you're just cruising around, checking the videos out, if you like them, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I appreciate all of you, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.